I'm not exaggerating when I say the new Fallout TV show is not only one of my favorite shows of the last couple of years, it might just be the greatest live action video game adaptation we've ever got. So here's my spoiler free thoughts on the entirety of season 1. The first thing I have to mention is Walton Goggins as the ghoul is easily the best part of the entire show. His performance is just so good in every single scene. Not only is the character super funny, he's also very menacing at times, and like his shootout scenes in this are absolutely insane. As much as I love him as the ghoul, the flashback scenes to him before the nukes went off were honestly some of my favorite part of the series by the end of it. Another huge positive was the humor in this show. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting it to be as funny as it was, but this was legitimately hilarious. All the jokes and references are dipped in like 10 layers of satire, but I absolutely love that type of humor. It stays very true to the Fallout games and that Bethesda type of humor, but it also feels very similar to another Amazon show, The Boys, but I'm not complaining at all. But it's not just the jokes that are funny too. I really appreciated the different references to the gameplay. Like having these people run alongside the power suits with these insanely oversized bags being a reference to being over encumbered in the game and giving your loot to your companion so you can run again. Another scene with Thaddeus where he literally just misses like 20 bullets straight trying to hit someone like 5 feet away from him, and it just is so funny. Another major positive is Ella Purnell as Lucy, the main character in the show, was incredible. She is so charming as this character, but also plays the naivety of her perfectly without coming off as dumb. Like she can still handle herself and she's smart in her own way. She's just in this new foreign world and is way too innocent for it. I thought her chemistry with different characters in the show like Maximus and even the ghoul was super good. One of the negatives for me was the Brotherhood. I just feel like this was a little bit underdeveloped and kind of portrayed weirdly in the show. It wasn't bad enough to like take me out of the show or anything, but it just easily felt like the weakest link of the entire thing, and a lot of the performances of the people in the Brotherhood are just kind of throwaway performances. I do want to defend my boy Maximus because I see everybody online saying that they think he was the weakest link of the show. I honestly thought he was pretty great. Like obviously his character is supposed to just be super awkward and just out of his element in the show, and I think he pulls it off amazingly. He's also got some legitimately really funny scenes, like all the stuff of him in the power suit for the first time. I love that, and like I mentioned earlier, him and Lucy have great comedic chemistry in my opinion. I guess this part is slight-ish spoilers, but he does end up in a vault at one point, and everything that happens down there is also super funny. The biggest surprisingly positive thing about this show was the action and gore in it. I was not expecting to be this bloody and violent, but it was incredible. It genuinely makes you feel the brutality of the wasteland and the different things going on up there. And it just felt so refreshing since nowadays a lot of TV shows just really water down a lot of the action and gore to make it more palatable for a lot of people, but I think this showed that you do need that violence sometimes depending on the subject matter. And like I mentioned briefly earlier, the shootout scenes with the ghoul were just A+ in my opinion. Talk about the unsung hero of the season though, my boy Norm. At the very beginning of the show when we cut to him, I was like, oh really, we're going to be following this guy around? I really do not care about his story whatsoever. But I was instantly proven wrong because I actually became super interested in his little side B plot he has going, and it wraps up so nicely with the main story we have going on. And him and Chet were an unexpected comedic duo that I did not know I needed in my life, but I'm glad we got it. I also just have to give credit to the craftsmanship of the show. I'm talking everything from the writing to the set design. It's just an incredibly well-made show. There's so many details in both the vaults and the wasteland of just little props that you can tell were specifically made for this show that are so interesting, but it really just adds to the immersion of this world. I've talked about how the writing was so funny before, but it also is really good dramatic writing in the later episodes of this show. But it's also a masterclass of setups and payoffs, which is what you need to have a satisfying ending to a season 1 of a TV show. But like every single thing in the first 7 episodes pays off so perfectly in episode 8. As of right now, I do think this is the best video game adaptation we've ever got. I'd put it over The Last of Us TV show. This gets a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments, and if this video gets 100 likes, I will make a video ranking my favorite characters from the show.